Hi, my name is Gail Padilla. A lot of people know me as the Real Little Giant, motivational speaker, podcaster, but there's another side of me. Other people know me as Pastor Gabriel Padilla. I've been a pastor for 9 years, and it's been pretty crazy. It's been awesome. But I think a lot of people don't realize the ups and downs that pastors have, and a lot of people look at pastors and they see the spiritual side, and they see the pastor's way up, and then when the pastor messes up or the pastor doesn't meet their expectation, they're quick to point the finger. I think a lot of people forget that pastors have a human side as well. We're human beings just like everybody else. So I decided to do this series called Confessions of a Pastor, and I wanted to share with you and those that are watching my struggles, my insecurities, my doubts, my ups, my downs, so that maybe you can be encouraged. You're not by yourself. Sometimes you can feel like you're far from God, and I've been there, even being a pastor. So I wanted to take some time and do this series. I felt in my heart to do it, to encourage somebody and let you know that you're not by yourself. And so you can just kind of take a peek in the life of a pastor. A lot of people have misconception of what a pastor is and what a pastor does, and so I'm hoping to clarify some things and hope to answer questions that you may have. So make sure you comment below. You can like it, you can dislike it. I'm going to try to be transparent as much as possible, and some people don't like transparency, some people don't like real, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be real, I'm going to be transparent, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the life of a pastor. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. So a lot of people ask me this question I always get this question every time I go somewhere. How did you know that you were going to be a pastor? Or how did you get into becoming a pastor? I believe, and this is for me, and I don't believe that you just wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a pastor. There's some people that do that. That's y'all. But I believe the calling of a pastor that's what it is. It's a calling. And how did I know? Ever since I was a child. I would be with my family members. I would be at my grandma's house and preaching to people and praying for my family members. And while others were probably playing with toys, I was playing with microphones. And I remember my cousins coming over to my house, and instead of playing the regular games that everybody else plays, we would do church, and I would have them come over, and I would pray with my cousins, and I would preach, and we would sing, and we would do all these different things. And I even remember a time when I would pray for them, and they would fall on the floor. And then even got to a point one time that I thought I was Benny Hinn, and I would blow on my cousin's face and stuff, and they would fall out. And so that's pretty crazy. But as a kid, it was kind of it was kind of already inside of me. I remember my grandfather, he built me a little platform, and with a little kind of like a little stage, and I could put my Bible there, and I would play the guitar. I didn't know how to play, but I would be acting like I was playing the guitar. And I even remember a time that probably elementary school, maybe about 8 or 9, maybe 9, 10, I don't know, around that age. I remember getting the kids in the neighborhood during summertime, and they would come over to my house, and in my garage we would have church, and we would do Bible studies. I mean, I'm a little kid, a child, doing these different things, but I would pray for them. We would do Bible study, and we would go around the neighborhood knocking on doors and just kind of telling people about Jesus. And then I remember through that little church thing I had when I was a child or kid, I remember one time I was riding my bike, and a name came to my head, and the name of the church was going to be Church of God. So the Church of God Revival, that was the name of it, Church of God Revival. And so that's kind of the name that I had for my first church, unofficial church. But through that, through me just being a child, preaching and stuff like that, people even got saved in my neighborhood, and I remember that when I didn't have anybody to preach to, I would preach to my dog. I had a dog named Bachelor, and I remember he was my faithful member. I'm sure he was probably he wanted to be there watching me, but he was. I made him. I would close the door, and he would have to listen to me preach, and so forth. So I remember Bachelor, yeah, my cute little toy poodle. But I think ever since I was a child, I knew that I was called to be a pastor. It was a calling, it was an impression on my heart. Another thing is, when I got older, I didn't really want to pastor. I would travel with my pastor to different places, and he would go to Puerto Rico, Connecticut, and he would actually take me with him. And I saw what a pastor had to go through. I also have uncles and cousins that are pastors, and I've seen all the things that they had to go through, and it wasn't easy. So I was like, you know what, I'll just stick to playing the piano at church, and I'll let the pastoring for somebody. I'll leave the pastoring for somebody else. But everywhere I would go visit other churches, and people would say, hey, stop running from your calling. You're called to be a pastor. And that would actually take me back to when I was a child and be in church, and they would say the same thing. You're called to be a pastor. You're called to be a preacher. And I kept on fighting it until I was 24 years old. When I was 24 years old, I accepted the call, and I became a pastor.